attention. Thank you all for staying after. Sam, don't start again, please. Can I sit there, actually?
Thank you for the chair.
Thank you all for your prayer and support of this trip that we just came back from. And now we just want to share with you what we experienced while we were in Albania and some of the things that touched our lives and some ways we were able to contribute as well. So our first day in Albania was Sunday, and it was the Sunday of Orthodoxy. And just starting out, here are a few clips of the city walking to church, which we walked probably 6 to 8 miles every day. Drew, would you like to say anything about the city of Tirana?
Absolutely. So the city of Tirana is the capital city, and it definitely does not do justice to the rest of Albania. In the city is actually a lot nicer than you would, or than I imagined when I was first going over there. This cathedral is ginormous and beautiful. It's the third largest cathedral, I think, in Europe. Orthodox cathedral. It's very beautiful inside. So the city of Tirana, it's very busy. There are a lot of people there, and just being in the city, you would think that Albanians were doing pretty well for themselves, which will give you a false impression of Albania.
And now we have a video from Sunday of Orthodoxy at the cathedral, just something very brief.
Procession of the icons.
How many people do you think were there that day?
Probably over 200.
Oh, well over.
Oh, well.
You saw the cathedral, how packed it was. And we can go back to slides if you have any questions.
A lot of altar servers.
Yeah.
That's a lot of guys.
Yes, the altar is huge. Like Drew said, the third largest cathedral in Europe.
I believe Father John mentioned that we could fit 3 of the nave of Holy Ascension. We could fit 3 of those in the altar. I think. Oh wow.
This girl taking the picture, she's one of our hosts, or the hostess, Alexandria. He was, and I zoom in on him in just a moment.
How many people were at the Sunday of Orthodoxy?
How many would you say, Cara?
Can I ask that all questions be held until the end? I'm sorry, I didn't mention that in the beginning. We're just on a timeline, but really quickly I'll answer your question. What was it again?
How many people were there at the service?
I believe Elizabeth just asked that question, and probably, I would say 300 or 400, maybe more.
The entire bottom floor was filled with people, and then obviously you can see there are people in the balcony.
there's the Archbishop, Archbishop Anastasios. And these are just a few more photos from the Sunday of Orthodoxy, the cathedral, and these are pictures of the ministry. So after the service, we went around to all the different age groups, and we even sat in with the parent group, and we learned how the ministries work at the cathedral, and how everybody stays involved. So they have Sunday school after service. And we also had a women's small group on Sunday night. We were actually discussing Constantina Palmer's The Scent of Holiness. And this is when we were doing, I'm sorry, Drew, I'm doing all the talking. So do you want to tell them about this?
Sure. So one of the primary reasons why we had a team there, we were doing campus outreach, which is a beautiful thing because Cara and I are both involved and passionate about student ministry here. So it's great to be able to do that and learn some things in Albania, and try and provide a little bit of our experiences, but we've quickly learned that we learned more than we thought we were going to teach. So that's a beautiful thing. So what we're doing right now is in front of the cathedral, we're passing out flyers that are telling people about our services and then the schedule that we had during the week. The students were doing a variety of different things at the student center, and so we set up a table in front of the cathedral, and we had posters and we had little things of candy. This is actually at the student center, which, can you pause for just a second? So the student center, I think, is one of my favorite things about what they have there. Their student ministry is incredible. So I think that the biggest impression that I got from the students being there was that instead of the church and instead of their involvement in the student ministry just being something that they kind of check off, kind of like a checklist, it's really how they're defined, and so the things that they do with the student organization is really where they find their identity, and in the church, which is obviously, that's Orthodoxy, and I think it was beautiful too because the student center is a place, it's kind of like a little Orthodox like fraternity house in a way, without, the negative things that come along with that. So there's a kitchen there's a library there are computers there, and I was talking to one of the students, Emmanuel, and he was saying that every week there's anywhere from 15 to 25, 30 students who are there just studying, hanging out, cooking together, and I asked him, that's a beautiful thing. Why do you think that is? And he said, because there's a sense of community, and we also have a sense of a familial sense, and he was like, we're brothers and sisters, we really are a little family, and so obviously that's also Orthodoxy, and the thing that I kept reiterating to them was that we in America have a lot to learn from them.
And one thing I'd like to add about tabling, in Albania, there is peace in Albania now after communism because people conceal their religion. They are not outward about their love for Christ or Allah or whoever they worship. And so us being in Student City, handing out flyers, made a lot of the Albanian students very uncomfortable. And they told me at one point, well, they're going to think we're Jehovah's Witnesses. So it was really beautiful to see them so excited about, just sharing the love of God. And what was actually on these flyers was just the services held at the cathedral for that week. And it was great to see and interact with these young people. We have a few more pictures from tabling and being at Student City. And This is actually where Anna Baba, one of the women who run the Student City Center, asked me to give my testimony and how I came to Orthodoxy. You want to share on these pictures?
So we broke up into small groups with the students. There are 2 times during the week that we actually did that. And this is the first time. That's me, as you can see. And we were just speaking to the students about different topics and about our experiences, as Orthodox Christians in America. And also we had one of the bishops who came and gave a talk, and we were speaking a little bit about icons, because that was kind of the topic there. And so it was a beautiful experience, and the 2 young ladies. So the young lady to my right, she was my translator, which I mean, most of them spoke English anyway, so she didn't have a very hard job. Mariela, that's right. The 2 young ladies here are incredibly, incredibly sweet. The one who is next to the man in the blue, she is a recent, she was baptized recently, about a year ago. And then the other one, she is in the process of becoming baptized, or she's preparing herself for baptism.
And can I interject for a second? I saw so much wisdom in all 3 of them. The one to Drew's left just turned 18 years old. The one to his right is 22. And I learned from them on this trip, and it was a beautiful thing. Actually, the one directly to his left, I had a conversation with her recently. She's going into physical therapy, and I asked her, why, you want to heal people, why go into physical therapy and not become a physician? And she said, well, there's just too many politics involved with being a doctor in Albania, and I believe in the healing, I believe